All right, Tony's going to do the planning for life now.
What does financial security mean to you, Joe?
When I think about it, I think it means, having a large savings, having money when you need it, not having to worry financially.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. At Modern Women, we believe that financial security means providing for your family, uh, having enough money to pay your bills, and basically just building financial security for the future.
Absolutely.
What I want to do today is I want to sit down with you, define your goals, assess your current financial situation, and create a personalized plan for you that's affordable that will get you on the right track to accomplishing your goals. And then in the long run, I want to implement that plan. I want to meet with you periodically, check in on you, make sure that if something's changed in your life, your financial plan adjusts with you.
That sounds good.
So just to touch on this, at Modern Women, we believe that uh, the financial picture is a lot of separate pieces. We believe it starts with protection, and then it moves into savings, and then it comes around to retirement planning, and then retirement distribution, and then estate planning. And if
Okay.
you were a business owner, we would be able to offer you business planning and employee benefits.
That sounds good.
Any questions about that?
No, that sounds good.
So, like I said, at Modern Women, we believe that protection is the foundation of a financial plan.
Okay.
Um, and no one expects that they're going to die, but the fact is that it happens, and it happens unexpectedly. 7 out of 10 U.S. families with children under 18, if the primary breadwinner died, would be only 1 or 2 paychecks away from financial devastation. Have you ever thought about life insurance?
I have. Yeah, absolutely. I have some through work, but that's pretty much all I have at this point.
Okay. Well, the good news is that there are a lot of affordable ways that you can protect yourself and your family from these devastating events. Um, like you already said, you already have life insurance, and that is one of the best ways to do it. But there's also disability insurance and long-term care insurance that can also be helpful to help you protect yourself from loss.
Okay.
How do you feel about your current life insurance coverage?
I haven't really thought about it because all I have is what I have through work. I've never really taken the time to figure out if that's enough or not. I just kind of took what I could get, I guess.
Okay, and that's something I can help you figure out.
Absolutely.
All right. So once you're protected, then you can start worrying about saving. And the important thing when it comes to saving is that it doesn't happen by itself. You have to create a plan, and you have to follow your plan, have discipline, and stick to it. And that's the only way it'll happen. If you just say to yourself, "I'm going to save," and you don't make a plan, you might save 1 month, but then by the end of the year, you're not going to be saving anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the important part of, or why you need to save, is that you can handle your emergencies, take advantage of future opportunities like investments, um, and then enjoy an active retirement and help your children pay for college. Uh, the key to financial independence, as far as Modern Woman is concerned, is to pay yourself first. We recommend taking 10% of your paycheck and putting that towards a savings account or an emergency fund. What are you
Absolutely.
currently saving for?
I would say that, I want to save so that we have money in the bank so there's an emergency fund. But
Yeah.
also, I would like to put my kids through college, at least help them in some way there.
Yeah, and that's great. We can help you accomplish that and put a plan in place. Another thing to consider when you're saving is that it's important to save wisely. There are a whole range of products, and they vary in risk and put payouts in terms of interest rates. And basically, what's suitable to you is basically dependent upon uh, what your tolerance is of that. So right here is kind of a table that shows you that the low risk side of things often have lower returns, but they're safer. And if you want to get higher returns, you also have to have a higher risk.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, it's important to know that it's important to start early. And the earlier you start at this, the more you're going to be able to save in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
If you put it off, by the end of it, you might end up having to pay a lot more to get to your goal than what you would have to if you started now.
Okay.
And there's this table here that shows you uh, just kind of how much money you have to put in every month to get to 150,000 by age 65,
Mm-hmm.
depending on when you start. And if you start at age 25, you can put in $98 a month to reach that goal. But by the time you're 55, it's about $1,000 to get there. So it's just kind of to show you that it's important to start early, and the earlier you start, you're going to be thanking yourself in the future.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about your current level of saving?
I would say that we're decent savers, but we're not super disciplined savers. So I think having a plan would make a lot of sense on this category for sure.
Yeah, and we can help you with that.
Okay.
Now, after you've saved your money, the next phase of this is preparing for retirement. And there's two things that people are concerned with when it comes to retirement. It's having enough money and then not outliving your money. And the issue with that is that the retirement process is kind of deteriorating. Not as many companies are offering pension plans. Social Security is unstable. It's only paying out, as you can see here, $1,300 a month on average. And if we don't change anything by 2033, it could be depleted. So that's just kind of something to think in mind. The best way of doing this is just to plan like Social Security isn't going to be there, but then when it is, it's a happy surprise and you get to have a more prosperous retirement. For many, comfortable retirement will depend on personal savings and in addition to self-funded retirement plans.
Absolutely.
What are your biggest retirement concerns?
I think you nailed them on the two that you mentioned. Like having enough money and making sure I don't live it is huge. So I also want to be able to live comfortably. I want to be able to do a lot of things in retirement, not just have a kind of a stagnant retirement. So.
Yeah, and we can help you accomplish that goal and put a plan in place, like I said. And then once you've accomplished your goals here and have the money in place, the next thing to think about is retirement distribution. When you're ready to retire, retirement distribution planning helps you determine how and when to best draw from your money and savings so that you don't run out of money. Okay. So we can basically put a plan in place that's going to help you just make sure your money is there when you need it and that it doesn't run out. There are a number of options to help you plan for your retirement income needs, including those that can provide a guaranteed income for the remainder of your life.
Okay.
So there's a lot of ways that we can help you kind of assure that your money doesn't run out.
Okay.
Do you currently have a will? Yeah. That one must be in the right place.
Yep.
And then after that, after you've retired, then the next concern is estate planning. Where does your stuff go when you die? And then the important thing to note is that estate planning is not just for the wealthy, it's for everybody. Especially if you have kids, it's very important. What an estate does, it determines who gets your estate, what should they get, when should they get it, and how should they get it. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Do you currently have a will?
I do. That's the only thing I've ever put in place legally, but I do have one.
Okay, that's good. And then the last step here is just planning for your estate. Just kind of take into account the full picture of what's all going to be of value to you when you die and how to manage that so that the government doesn't take it. You can't escape estate taxes, but you can kind of find some ways to minimize it and kind of help your money continue to grow.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Now, I know you're not a business owner, but I still think it's important to know because I'm sure you have friends who are business owners that we offer business planning. We offer, shared retirement plans, 401ks, things of that nature. In addition to that, if they're just kind of a small business, we offer disability insurance to them. So something to keep in mind. If you want to refer me to anybody like that, that would be great.
Sounds good.
So the next step is we want to help you plan for your future. And I think it's clear by looking at this that takes a lot of careful thought and some execution and kind of some discipline on your part and some planning and thinking on my part as well. Of all the planning areas we've talked about today, which of these is most concerning to you?
I would say the first three, the protection, the savings, and retirement. Obviously, distributions and estate planning are important in like 30, 40 years, but to me, those three things I think are things we should focus our meeting on today.
Absolutely, and I will help you accomplish whatever your goals are in those areas.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Thanks.